This is Mr. Lee. You now tune in to DrankEpidemic.com.
Smile for me now. Smile. Look at all sad for me. Nigga, you black. Smile for me now.
Music at an early age. My background come from playing music in church. I was a musician at a church at the age of 9. I was also a competition pianist at the age of 9. I went on to musical endeavors with my junior high band, high school band. I was the first black drum major of a predominantly white high school in 1990, called Talbot High School, just outside of Pineville, Louisiana. I was in the All-American McDonald's band in 1990. Classically trained. I've played in about 4 or 5 orchestras throughout my career at the age of 12 to 15. So, basically been doing music as long as I can understand, what life was about and different things like that. I was making money and being an entrepreneur doing music at an early age. Hands down, piano is, I can express everything I need to express with that. I am classically trained to play a lot of different instruments, but the piano is foremost my escape route. When I'm going through anything, I can just get on piano, play. It's just something about a piano. I don't know about anybody else, but it's like a magical thing for me. It was a very influential thing because a lot of other black drum majors followed me, but the most significant thing about that was that the band went to state, and we won state the first time in like 19 years of the existence of the school. And it had nothing to do with the color of my skin, it had everything to do with my drive, the drive of the people that I was leading. We had about 400 members in the band at that time, and it was just a wonderful thing. I was able to be me, and I was rocking the high top fade at the time. Kwame was hot, so everybody had their little streak in their joint. I was rocking that, and it was just a wonderful experience, man. It just really let me know at an early age that anything that you want to achieve, you can achieve that. There's really no barriers that can stop you from doing what you want to do. It played a very important part, and I'm going to tell you why. After achieving what I achieved as being the first black drum major at the high school, I became the most popular guy in high school. I got so wrapped up into the popularity until I forgot about my grade point average and everything else that I worked so diligently for the whole 12 years I've been in school. And consequently, I lost my scholarship that I was really banking on to go to college and to do my thing. I lost it. So the music saved me, because without it, I wouldn't be here talking to you when we're doing this interview. It was very, very significant for me, because without that, I would not exist. I wouldn't have anything. I wouldn't have any success, anything. But I'm very happy that that happened to me, because it made me take another route in life that got me here. I have been, when I got out of high school, I still was playing gospel music for my dad as a solo singer. So I had his church, which was my home church, that I played music for, and I had another church across the city that I played for. And I stayed with that until I was about 21. That's when I discovered, the hip hop stuff, and I really was interested in that. And a couple of friends of mine, we formed a group called 4D, and we started doing beats, and I started producing stuff and rapping and all that kind of stuff. And that's when I really found out that I want to do this. I was just a crazy Scarface fan. N.O. Joe, Mike Dean, John Vito. I knew all of the credits. Rap a lot was just my thing. I was like, I loved it. Every record they had, I brought. And I really wanted to pattern myself after that. So, after probably about 3 or 4 years of doing that, I decided that it was time for me to drop everything I had and move to Houston and, you know, really go after my dreams. And that's what I did. Man, it's, you know what, leaving Pineville, Louisiana, which is my hometown, and moving to Houston was like bringing a starving man to a buffet. You know what I mean? I was hungry, man. You know what I mean? I was hungry for it. There was no avenues for me to do what I wanted to do. So, you know, I had the attitude by any means necessary. You know, so when I came to Houston, dude, I was hungry. I had a lot of people slam doors in my face. I had people, you know, offer me $50 for my music all day. You know, but to me, that was like getting an appetizer to me. You know, I loved it, you know what I mean? Because I had interest. And that transition from that city to Houston was like, you know, training camp to being in the pros. You know what I'm saying? And my work ethic and my drive was just incredible because I've been bottled up so long. You know what I mean? And when I moved to Houston, it was just like, you know, I was destined to do what I was going to do because it wasn't an end or a no in sight in my mind. You know what I mean? So that it really conditioned me to go all the way out. The first sign I got of that is when I met Big Chief, the VP of Rap-A-Lot, and he took into liking what I was doing in my drive and everything else. And when he presented my music to Jay Prince, and I was able to ink a deal with him, that was the first sign that I knew that this was what I was going to do the rest of my life because the doors was wide open. And man, I never forget it. The first time I got in the studio with Scarface and was able to wow him with my music, I knew I had arrived. You know what I mean? I knew I was at a point that I was going to be able to excel very fast. The craziest thing is, dude, from 1997 all the way to 2004, dude, I was doing music and getting platinum records and flying all over the country. I was on the run. You know, I had dope cases pending on me. I had a simple burglary charge in Louisiana that I had violated probation, all type of shit, man. But, you know, I put it in God's hand first, and I followed the path that he set for me, as unorthodox as it was. And I was able to achieve so much with so little, you know what I mean? Because I couldn't get bank accounts. There was just a lot of things that I couldn't do because I wasn't legal. But the good thing about all of that is when I did get caught up and I got arrested for a traffic violation and everything unfolded on me, everything that I've achieved, I had letter of character from people like Willie Nelson, Randall Jamel, which is Joe Jamel is his father that has the whole law side at UT and built the stadium for them, and all of the achievements that I had and just everything that I've done over those 10 years that I was on the run, that everything got thrown out of court, you know, and it was a blessing because I took a path of hardship to get where I was at, man. I was starving, dude. I mean, I was sitting in the studio sometimes with a deal and wouldn't even let anybody know I didn't have money or anything, dude. I was walking, I didn't have anything. But, you know, signing the Rap-A-Lot 8 months later, I was riding in a 750 BMW with no license, no nothing, but I was able to buy that, you know. I was able to make a lot of money, so it, you know, I had a purpose for what I was doing. And I had one thing that I wanted to do is prove to myself that I didn't have to fall to the streets where I came from, fall back to that in order to make a living or make myself legitimate. I took the hard road, you know what I mean? And I just, you know, I used my craft, my music, my talent to get me where I wanted to get and to give me what I wanted to have. You know, all my ambitions that I had all stemmed from me doing music, you know what I mean? So, you know, that was the most incredible drive of all time for me. I can't remember the name of it, but the first track that I ever did that I placed was with a rapper from Big Time Records, and his name was Point Blank. And that's where I met DJ Screw, PSK 13, and all those guys was at Big Time Records. You know, and Russell gave me a chance to do some things, and You know, it was an incredible feeling for me. I got a write-up in a magazine for the record that I did with him and all of that kind of stuff. I still have the original poster from the record at my mother's house. I mailed it to her. I was so proud. You know, and it was Point Blank was another rapper that I was a fan of too. You know, so it was an incredible feeling for me. I think the first record I ever heard on the radio that I produced was PWA. They had a radio version to it. It was an incredible feeling, man. You know, I was on cloud nine. It was just a good time. You know what I mean? It was confirmation for me that I was excelling and exceeding in what I was doing, and it was a lead single. It also had a video and all of that stuff, man. So it was a very incredible point in my career, hearing that record on the radio. When 9 to 5, you have somebody to answer to at a 9 to 5. You can't create. You can't be you at a 9 to 5. You have to be what somebody wants you to be on a 9 to 5. Making music is you're a creator making music. You're creating something. You know, it's just different. You know, being an entrepreneur, you're a creator because you're creating a substance for sale or a business for service or something like that. So it's a big difference. Therapeutically, for me, it's I was always able to take my troubles to the studio and let them out in my music and express how I felt in my music. I didn't have to talk to anybody. I could talk to that. You know, so it was. It's always been an important therapeutic thing for me. I lost my sons last year in November the 20th and 23rd. And when I was able to get home, everything that I was feeling, I was able to let it go in my music. I would just get on the piano and just play, create. And that's how I was able to deal with things. That's how I was able to pull through things. Music it's been a very important piece of my life because without it, I'd probably be dead in the pen, you know what I mean, without it. You know, so I don't know what it means to everybody else, but to me, it's everything. It's a center point of who I am, and it's also a counselor, and it's a problem solver too for me, you know what I mean? So it's a very important part. But the highest point of my career right now is, to this point, is getting a record label done, being a CEO, being an executive, being with a group of people that believe in what I'm trying to do and want to be a part of it. You know, I've had so many accolades, so many different things, so many plaques, so many mentions, so many labels, legendary, whatever you want to call it, Godfather, I mean, whatever you want to call it. I've been labeled with so many different things, but the highest point of my career is being an executive, being able to create something that can basically change the way that hip-hop is looked at in Texas, in the South, period. You know, and the most important thing is just having a belief system, having somebody that's along with you that believe, that give you that same type of energy to be like, you know what, this shit is gonna work. We got some shit going, you know what I mean? And just when you watch things that you're planning and they bud up and they grow and you see it, it's an amazing thing. And you know what I mean? And we really haven't been in motion but a couple of months, and we're able to move at a fast pace. And, you know, we're able to jump through different hoops and get to different things. We had incredible meetings and business plans and strategies and things like that. And you know, it's just a wonderful thing. I think the biggest thing that I'm looking forward to is trying to take Houston and take DFW and do this. You know, that's my goal right now with my record label and my business partner and my artists that I have. You know, that's what our mission statement is right now.
I'm King Sean. I'm from Fort Worth. It's about 30 minutes outside of Dallas. And you know, I'm co-CEO of XMG. I met up with Lee through a mutual friend, and we've been rocking ever since. You know, we started up the label. I'm recording. We're working on my project. King Sean is going to be coming soon. I think before being an artist, I feel like I'm a business entrepreneur first. You know, everything is business with me. You know, at all times, I'm always in CEO mode. So you know, what you're kind of gonna get from me, it's not gonna be just music, but it's gonna be, you know, a whole concept of different things, man. We're gonna bring the music to the table, as well as pretty much everything else. Anything you can think of, we're pretty much doing it all. Well, I think that's just for me and Lee to pretty much get my project wrapped up and a few of the other ones that we're working on, like Zeros, and get those projects out and to pretty much get heard. I feel like we're in the fast lane. We're not just, it's not something that's going to take a really long time to get done. Because as you know, Mr. Lee, he's got that expertise and he's got all the contacts necessary to get things expedited and get us through the door quick. It's going to be an independent label, pretty much powered by the two of us. And we're going to be more in tune with the streets and what's really going on. And we're just going to pretty much be able to put out what we agree on. Is not going to be edged towards one particular type of music.